Welcome everyone to today's Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here. So, if you're a parent, you already know the struggle of choosing extracurriculars, right? You want them to build real skills. You want them to grow, not just, burn off some energy while you sit drinking lukewarm coffee in the waiting room. Well, today we're zooming in specifically on dance studios. We are going to break down the crucial differences between dance classes designed for kids ages 4 to 6 versus those tailored for ages 7 to 10. It's a truly fascinating developmental leap, and honestly, understanding this is going to completely change how you evaluate your child's dance education.
Okay, have you ever peeked through that little viewing window at a dance studio and just felt a wave of confusion? Like, you look at a 5-year-old's class and it seems like, organized chaos, to be honest. A lot of giggling, running around, and it kind of just looks like recess. But then you glance over at an 8-year-old's class, and suddenly they're standing up super straight, they're intensely focusing on their arms, drilling specific movements. It totally begs the question, right? Are the younger kids actually learning anything, or are they literally just playing? What should your child actually be doing in that room depending on their exact age?
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today. We're going to cover choosing the right fit, play versus technique, attention and class structure, rhythm and choreography, and finally, a practical parents' studio checklist. Let's get right to it.
Section 1. Choosing the right fit. It's so tempting to just pick the closest studio to your house, but matching their curriculum to your child's exact developmental stage is what absolutely matters the most.
Section 2. Play versus technique and that big developmental shift.
So for our younger age bracket, those 4 to 6-year-olds, the focus is overwhelmingly on play-based movement. And hey, this isn't just random running around. This is highly intentional. Teachers are prioritizing foundational gross motor skills. We're talking about hopping, learning how to balance on one foot, and just basic coordination. The main goal at this age is simply getting them to move confidently. Play is actually a wildly effective, rigorous learning tool for these early learners. It's purposefully designed to help these little guys feel successful, really happy, and fully engaged in the room.
Now contrast that 5-year-old successfully hopping to a beat with the 7 to 10 age range. Suddenly, the focus shifts heavily toward technique and structure. It's no longer just about moving, it's about how they're moving. Kids in this older bracket are spending their time intensely focusing on posture, getting that proper body alignment, hitting specific arm positions, and really achieving a much cleaner movement quality. They are officially ready to refine those raw mechanics they learned through play just a few years earlier.
Section 3. Attention and class structure. Let's move to and see how this builds, because shifting attention spans completely alter the timeline of a class.
Consider a typical timeline catering to 4 to 6-year-olds. Notice how chopped up it is? We've got 10 minutes of warm-up games, 15 minutes of movement exploration, 15 minutes of brief choreography, and then a quick 5-minute cooldown. Younger dancers absolutely thrive on these short, varied segments. I mean, if you try to make a pre-K student drill the exact same move for 30 minutes straight, they're going to be staring at the ceiling or rolling around on the floor, guaranteed. They need multiple mini-activities to prevent distraction and keep their rapidly shifting attention locked right onto the instructor.
By contrast, look at the flow for older children, aged 7 to 10. They can handle much longer practice blocks. Instead of a dozen mini-games, they're following a much more consistent and structured routine. Step 1 is a focused warm-up. Step 2 is a dedicated technique block. They're really digging into the mechanics of the dance here. Step 3 expands into group choreography. And Step 4 often introduces optional, highly focused drills or even partner work. Their cognitive development actually allows them to stay locked in on a single, challenging concept for much longer stretches of time.
Section 4. Rhythm and choreography, musicality and routines.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the massive jump from intuitively feeling the beat to mathematically executing specific counts. For those 4 to 6-year-olds, rhythm is taught as an intuitive feeling, right? They're doing clapping patterns, responding to tempo changes, and basically learning to start and stop on the teacher's cues. It's all about building confidence. But for the 7 to 10-year-olds, rhythm demands specific precision. These older kids are expected to hit accurate counts perfectly. They're exploring musical dynamics, meaning how the movement should actually feel during different sections of the music, and they have to execute those phrases consistently.
And we see that exact same leap in choreography expectations. For early learners, routines are, they're very forgiving. The steps are simplified, and there was a ton of frequent repetition. The priority here is just participation without frustration, so they can learn quickly and, most importantly, happily. But for the older age group, the training wheels come off. The curriculum introduces real expectations. They are actively memorizing defined patterns and significantly longer sequences. Plus, they are introduced to actual performance goals. Think formal recitals, showcases, maybe even level-based auditions. The expectation completely shifts from simply participating to actively performing.
Section 5. The Parent Studio Checklist. Finding the best fit.
And this brilliantly illustrates the entire developmental journey side by side. Under focus, rhythm, and choreography, we can track that migration from the early years of joy, intuition, and forgiving repetition straight into the older years of technique, precision, and defined performance sequences. Honestly, if you're going to take a screenshot of anything today, make it this one. It is just a perfect overview of what to expect as your child grows through a studio's program.
So when you're standing at the front desk of a prospective studio, here is exactly what you need to ask the director to gauge if their curriculum actually fits your child. First, what is the class length? Second, can you walk me through a typical lesson structure? Third, how exactly are the students grouped by age or ability? And finally, does this specific program emphasize play, technique, or a blend of both? A good studio director will absolutely have clear, immediate answers to all of these that align perfectly with the developmental stages we've covered today.
So the crucial point is this. The ultimate goal, completely regardless of your child's age, is finding an environment where they feel challenged but fully supported. If you have a younger kid, you're looking for joy, clear cues, and age-appropriate routines. If you have an older kid, you're hunting for structured feedback, serious technique development, and choreography that pushes their growing ability to learn accurately. But the sweet spot, that always remains that perfect balance of challenge and support.
I want to leave you with this final thought to take away today. Really think about your child's current dance classes, or the ones you're looking into right now. Does your child's studio match their true developmental stage? Are they getting the play they need or the structure they're finally ready for? Evaluating this honestly is the absolute best way to ensure they not only learn how to dance, but genuinely love the process of learning. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I hope this helps you find the perfect fit for your dancer.